When it comes to exciting PC parts, rarely would I think of a new case release. However, over the past few years, the PC case market has started seeing incredible new options from almost everyone. One particular case that caught my attention and I think balances almost everything really well is the NZXT H6 Flow. There's a rising trend of dual-chamber cases, and honestly, I'm all up for it. They're a lot more practical than regular ATX cases, thanks to ample room in the rear to fit the PSU, storage, and cables, while leaving the clean front chamber for the main components. The H6 Flow is a dual-chamber case with a unique angled design that hides the front intake fans. Being a dual-chamber case, it's already shorter than an ATX case, and the angled fans create the illusion that the case is even smaller. Considering it costs around $100, it's rivaling the likes of the Corsair 4000D, which has dominated the $100 case market for years now. I would always go with the H6 Flow over the 4000D, given that they're both identical in terms of practicality, while the H6 Flow completely overtakes the design and aesthetics department. Airflow is also excellent. Both the CPU and GPU temperatures are consistently low. The H6 Flow includes 3 120mm front intake fans, and just installing the rear 120mm is quite enough for excellent airflow. Finally, I want to talk about the biggest issues with this case. Technically, the first issue is not with the case itself, but with the manufacturer. NZXT has issued the spec of the top-mounted radiator support at 30mm or 1.18 inches. Going by this spec, it makes it extremely difficult to pick an AIO that's at most 30mm in height. For example, the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 fits perfectly fine in the H6 Flow without any issues whatsoever, while having a radiator that's 38mm thick. If you're ever looking for an AIO to pair with this case, make sure to look it up online, as going by the information provided by NZXT will make it near impossible to pick a fully compatible AIO for the H6. The second issue is that the RGB version of the H6 Flow has worse fans and is significantly more expensive than the non-RGB version. So just avoid the RGB version, because it's still cheaper to buy the standard H6 Flow and just replace the fans with much higher quality RGB fans. All in all, there's almost nothing bad to be said about the H6 Flow. It's a gorgeous mid-tower case that can fit almost anything with grace, and has excellent airflow as well. It's priced really well, and I think it's one of those cases that many will start to choose over something like the Corsair 4000D. To sum up, what I like is the compact size, the gorgeous and unique dual-chamber design, and the top-notch airflow. On the downside, limited AIO support, and the RGB version of the case is too expensive. Ratings: Design and aesthetics, 9.5 out of 10. Cooling performance, 9.5 out of 10. Silence, 9 out of 10. Value for money, 9.5 out of 10. For an overall rating of 9.5 out of 10.